As I look up through what used to be Janet's roof and look at her bed that's now waterlogged, walk through her home and look at all the devastation that is surrounding me, it's hard to believe that Janet could be thankful, but she says that she is. This is the most visible job on an aircraft carrier. It remains to be seen whether Madeleine Bordallo's bill will actually make it here for a vote, but she says it really doesn't matter whether it makes it here for a vote. For 4 hours, Lieutenant Chargaloff spoke with the man who had barricaded himself into the third-floor apartment here at the C building of Pacific Towers. He says that they spoke about the things that they had in common. This is the last flight for the CH-46. However, it's far from the last flight for the HC-5 squadron. We're riding on the future. During the fiscal year 05 budget battle, there couldn't have been more distance between the legislature and the governor. It has been a long and uphill battle. Cars like this one that's stalled out aren't a deterrent for people here at Pago Bay. They still keep trying to cross despite the flooding. In fact, there's a car that's stalled out now as we speak, but as you can see, there are more cars that are trying to make it across. When we arrived at Dimas Street in Manguilao this morning, 2 dump trucks, one with Government of Guam plates, were leaving, and in the yard were 2 other vehicles with Government of Guam plates. It was obvious from the canopies and the people clearing the area, preparations were underway for a celebration. However, it was not the mayor of Manguilao that we found supervising, it was Peter Uggan, the mayor of Barrigada. When our cameras appeared, the mayor appeared eager to make an exit. Can I please get a quick interview with you? Ask you about the government vehicles you're using here.
The government vehicles? Well, you know, this is the Barrigada Mayor's office.
Sure, but you also had some government dump trucks. There's a few other government vehicles around here as well.
Yeah, I did help these guys get rid of their debris on the dump trucks. Yeah.
Isn't this your son's wedding?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So aren't you using government resources to set up for your son's wedding?
No. Well, yes, I do. I mean, I do it all the time. I help people. Yeah. I help people. You know.
So you think it's appropriate to go ahead and use government resources to get ready for your son's wedding?
Okay. I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
While Mayor Uggan was eager to go, I still had a few more questions. Are any of the people who are working here on the clock in your mayor's office?
Oh, no. Just when the trucks fill up and then we take off the debris. That's
okay,
it.
So, but the guys that are driving the trucks, are they on the clock for you?
Yeah, well, the drivers, yeah. The drivers, yeah. To get rid of the debris.
Mayor's Council Executive Director John Blas told the news team the Mayor's Council does not have a policy about using government employees and equipment on private property. He says the responsibility for those kind of decisions falls on the individual mayors. While Mayor Uggan never answered our question of whether he thinks it's appropriate to use government resources to help prepare for his son's wedding, in this case, it appears actions speak just as loud as words. Reporting for KUAM from Manguilao, I am Ken Wetmore.
Weapon away. 10 seconds to impact.
You're watching the payoff to Operation Resultant Fury, a 3-day, $10 million demonstration put on by the United States military. The ship you just saw blow up is a retired 522-foot tank landing ship, the USS Schenectady, which was one of the targets used in the exercise off of the Hawaiian Islands. U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Ed Donaldson is the commanding officer of the 20th Expeditionary Bomb Squadron stationed at Andersen Air Force Base. Lieutenant Colonel Donaldson's B-52s helped send the Schenectady to the bottom of the Pacific.
We were effectively demonstrating our ability in a joint environment, both Air Force and Navy, to effectively coordinate command and control on moving targets on the ocean and basically killing them.
The B-52s launched from Andersen Air Force Base here on Guam made history. What they did has never been accomplished before. In simple terms, they launched a bomb far from the target, and a surveillance aircraft using radar then guided it into a moving target. Captain Brian Roundtree was one of the mission planners, and he says the demonstration proved that in spite of multiple targets being in the same area, the military can zero in on only the targets they're interested in, and no matter what the weather conditions or how the targets dodge, weave, speed up, or slow down, they cannot evade the incoming bomb.
Shows that a terrorist now, you think you're doing just fine in a vehicle driving along or in a boat cruising along, and next thing you're not there anymore. Didn't even know what was happening.
Both Captain Roundtree and Lieutenant Colonel Donaldson say Operation Resultant Fury was 100% successful. It was a demonstration to friend and foe alike of the United States military capabilities. Reporting for KUAM from Anderson Air Force Base, I am Ken Wetmore. You're listening to the sound of erosion at Talofofo Bay. 53-year-old Benjamin Pablo has lived in Talofofo all of his life, and over the last several years he's watched the land retreat and the water advance. While he remembers swimming in the bay as a child, he says he won't allow his grandson in the water because of how unsafe the area has become.
There's a lot of changes here, and if we don't do anything now, there'll be no bay probably about a year from now. All of this water is going to be on Route 4.
Pablo isn't the only one concerned about Route 4. Talofofo Mayor Barney Leon Guerrero says he's been begging for help, not just to stop the shoreline erosion, but the destruction of the bridge at the mouth of the Talofofo River.
Now that's a connecting lifeline from Agana down to Inarohan and Mariso. As you can see, as erosion hits on this side of the bay, the park, it's starting to erode the foundation, the base of the bridge.
One pavilion's already been lost here at Talofofo Bay, and another one's about to be lost. If you're wondering how much real estate's been eaten up over the last several years, if you were to have been here in 1997, you could have walked all the way out to the coconut trees over my shoulder.
Tourists do stop here, and now with the park in the condition, I mean, it's unsafe, and again, it's an eyesore for the southern end of the island.
Mayor Leon Guerrero says his cries for help haven't fallen on deaf ears. He says there's been a lot of talk and even a $150,000 appropriation from the legislature, but to date, no action has been taken. Leon Guerrero and Pablo are hoping after this afternoon's meeting with Speaker Ben Pangilinan and the Chief Planner for the Army Corps of Engineers, something will finally be done. Pablo clearly hopes the rubber will finally meet the road.
So even if I have to beg the governor, the legislature, or even the Army Corps of Engineers, come up with a plan. Let's save this, because if we don't, you might as well forget about Talofofo Bay.
Reporting from Talofofo Bay for KUAM, I am Ken Wetmore.